All right. So listen, I'm telling you like this. We keep doing this series on the wrong partner can cost you everything. And it could, because you might be sleeping with resistance, because you might be actually sleeping with the enemy. I want you to think about this. You can't build a kingdom with someone who's committed to a castle made of sand. I want you to think about that. You over here, you're creating this life for real, and then they're just playing with you, playing in your face. I want you to think even deeper than that. Let that sink in, that you want something that somebody else doesn't want. Like, if every decision turns into a debate, if every dream that you have, that you want to profess, and when you want to make sure that you tell people, it has to come with a disclaimer, right? If every ounce of progress gets met with some sort of resistance, you are not in a relationship. You're in a struggle. Does that make sense? Yeah, yeah, it's not a relationship, it's a struggle. You're in what we call a
Absolutely.
resistance.
Yeah.
You're sleeping next to it every night. You're waking up to it. You're sharing your big dreams with the resistance. I want you to think about how much momentum is lost when you constantly have to explain yourself or justify yourself or dim your light just to keep the peace. Like, when you think about peacekeeping, peacekeeping isn't the same as peace. Like, peace is when you walk in a house and it's just peace. There we go. That's the person I love to see. And then you got peacekeeping where you just stressed out. All right, let me not say anything. Let me just walk on some eggshells so I don't step on anybody's toes. I don't even understand that. That doesn't even make sense, right? Walk on eggshells, step on somebody's toes. That was crazy.
Mm-mm.
Remind me never to say that part again. But sometimes the silence in your house is just buried tension with no type of uh, category or component or name to it. I want you to think about this. The truth is this: you're not just building a business when it comes to a relationship, you're dragging a dead body full of doubt
Mm.
behind you, and the weight that will break you long before the world ever will, wherever will, because you think the world is so cold, but your partner could be so much colder. I want you to talk about that, how choosing the wrong partner can literally cost you everything. This whole resistance thing, right? I want you to speak on that. Like, this whole resistance, how your partner could just resist you in every way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I just want to go back again. You can't build a kingdom with someone who's committed to a castle made of sand. So many of us have entered into this agreement or this false narrative that someone has promised you a kingdom, but yet you're trying to live in a home made of sand. You're on a foundation that cannot support anything. No weight. Anything that comes onto your foundation, it is going to crumble as if your house, your foundation was made of sand. I just really want that to sink in for you guys because when every decision becomes a debate within your household, within your safe space, when every dream that you have, it becomes a disclaimer, right? And when your progress is met with side eyes and sarcasm or maybe even silence, which I think is definitely the hardest part, right? When they're just not even receiving what you're saying. Again, like you said, it's not partnership, it's more resistance. It's more of a um role play, right? You're like you said, walking on eggshells. I have to bring it up again, but when you find yourselves in that
Don't bring it up
state
again. I
of
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Walking on eggshells is crazy.
well, we're not gonna say that, but if you find yourself in that state of mind, right? It's performance, right? You're no longer living in a state of authenticity. You're rather performing and living with this mask for the sake of keeping the peace rather than living in your own authenticity, right? So I think the most dangerous part or the most dangerous kind of resistance, it isn't outside the home, but it is literally if it's that person that's laying next to you, right? because I'm sure every man can agree when a man comes home, he wants to be able to come home to a safe place. So where if the world beats me up today, I know I can come home and I can get filled back up, right? And same thing for a woman. A woman wants to be able to come home and know that, my man, he has me. Like he has my back, right? He's going to build me back up again when the world breaks me down. So that's the most dangerous resentment for sure is the person laying next to you. That's the most dangerous resistance, or most dangerous thorn, I should say, that a person can have. It's not outside the home, but it's if you choose the wrong person. There's nothing worse than that, more catastrophic than that.
So you ever heard the saying that the people who love you the most can also hurt you the most? Or the people that
Absolutely.
you love the most can be the one that's most hurtful? Let me know in the chat. Let me know, chat. Let me know in the chat. Somebody start up the chat. I haven't seen anybody put anything in the chat yet. Start up the chat. Let me know. Okay, let me know. Let's go over this wrong partner situation again. Let's identify if your partner is the wrong partner. And y'all know I like to say nothing is truly wrong or right. It's either workable or non workable. Now, the thing that's non workable is if you have a partner with every decision turns into a debate. Can we talk a little bit about that? Let's talk a little bit about that. Like, what's your pet peeve about a person? Obviously, this would be one of the things, but what's your pet peeve about that person who turns everything into a debate?
I'll say no flow, right? No building blocks.
Elaborate on that so we could get the scoop. Give us the scoop.
Well, I feel if you're constantly speaking to someone, you're trying to bring them your ideas, your aspirations, your dreams, and it becomes a debate, you're not actually building towards a thought. You're not making a thought into actual action. You actually shrink back. And instead of going towards action, you're not even speaking a thought.
Mhm.
You're just existing.
So you're kind of like reacting to everything, basically.
Right.
All right. So here's my pet
Versus
peeve.
living. Yeah.
Hmm?
Versus just living and being. Yeah.
So this is my pet peeve about this, right? My pet peeve about that type of person who turns everything into a debate is the fact that that individual is in this paradigm that I have to agree with them or they have to disagree with me. Like that partner where it's just like they just disagree with what it doesn't even matter. So one time I had posted this reel about this guy who was with his wife. They're inside of a supermarket, these middle-aged individuals, and his wife is shopping at the produce section. She has the plastic bag and she's putting fruit in there, but she's looking at it and finding which fruit. If it's not right, you should put it back. If it has a little moldy or something on it, just get that out of here. She's only putting the best ones inside the bag. The husband or boyfriend, whoever the significant other is, he's taking the ones she picked out the bag and then he's giving it to her like, maybe this one is good. And he gives it to her and then she's like, that's not good. But she was the one who put that one in the bag. So sometimes you have the partner who doesn't matter what
That's
you say.
funny. I'm
Even though
sorry.
that could have been scripted, right? Most of those are scripted, but there are women like that, right? Remember the there was a viral one, and the viral one was like this couple playing the match game. At the top, they have these colors of a bottle, and at the bottom, you have to match the bottom. And there's somebody that's telling you how many you have right, and you have to keep guessing which ones that you have right, right? And the guy is clearly he's doing it right, but the woman, no matter what decision he make, she's still taking the bottle and removing it. So the guy says you have six of them right, and she's like, no, that can't be right. And then she mixes up, you got three of them right. So he's like, okay, so I think we got it. Put it back, you got six of them right. And he's like, no, that can't be it. Take it out, we got two of them right now. And sometimes your significant other just does not want to agree with you. That is the wrong partner. Okay,
Mm.
let's segue to the right partner. Like, what would be the right partner though? I want you to speak on that. Same points that we had before, but what would that look like? The right partner.
I mean, the right partner is, again, it propels you towards your destiny. when you are with someone who is in alignment with you, you're able to grow and move in the same direction. Again, you have that currency, that flow. Um, and everything else around you just kind of falls into place, right? God says that it's not good for man to be alone, right? So once you find that person that is not meant to, as the second point says, not meant to complete you, but it's meant to complement what's already inside of you, that is when this idea of relationships, like going back to what we talked about before, how when we're children, we are conditioned to believe life should be a certain way, right? But we are never taught the actual steps how to obtain this type of life, right? It's left to media, it's left to entertainment to teach us and show us these things, opposed to, well, what does God say about these things? The one who knows our end from our beginning, right? So put the points back up really quickly for the positive, or the who is right for you, the person who is right for you. Because I want to quickly just be able to touch on biblically what to look for when it comes to the right person. So again, this person does not complete you, but they're literally complementing what's already inside of you. So I just want to bring up really quickly something that is familiar to most of us, right? I would assume is the story of Adam and Eve, right? When God created Adam, he did not immediately give him the woman. No, there was an order. God created Adam, he created the man, and before he gave him the woman, he gave Adam first an assignment. And once Adam was working his assignment, he was actually boots on the ground, right? Doing his job, doing what God had created him to do. At that point is when he created the woman, and he was able to introduce the woman to the man as the comparable or suitable helper. So, a lot of us, again, in life, we're so concerned about trying to obtain things in life in a way other than internally. Everything is going to start internally first.
Uh-oh.
If you try
They giving
to,
us the boot again.
yes, they are. It's like every time we're trying to give some good game, it's like, ah, and you're done.
Yeah, they say we go too long now. Come on.
We're going too long. We're going too long. But again, it's simple. It's very simple. Choosing the right person, it's truly a reflection of you. So if you are a person who is still dealing with any type of childhood trauma, whether that be from, a parent, whether that be from a relationship, whether it be from anything that, any type of betrayal that happened in your life, you have to heal from those things first. You have to be able to look internally, look inside first. And once you are able to heal those things, you will discover your reason. You will discover your purpose, your why. You will find yourself on that road to destiny. And then this right person will find you, who will propel you towards your destiny. You're already on the road to destiny. This person is also going to be on that road. They will propel you because you are going in that same direction. They won't, again, try to compete with you, because they will be a complement of what is already inside of you, and vice versa. And then again, because they are a suitable helper to you, the willingness for them to help you and be that helpmate is going to automatically be there. There's not going to be any tug and pull, right? So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, so tug and pull is good for certain things, but just not everything, okay? Like, so please understand. Like, you have to pick your battles. You got to pick and choose who exactly do you want to be with, what type of relationship you want to have. I would love for us to get creative with the way that we do see relationships, because most of us truly, we don't really want the relationship more than we want the person. I think we want the person that we want more than we want the relationship. Agree or disagree, real quick, just for debate purposes. Agree or disagree? Y'all let me know in the chat. You let me know right now, y'all know.
I think most people, yeah, it's just this illusion, it's this fantasy.
Right, because the right partner will come along, and what will we do for the right partner? Look at them and wave them off. I know I've done that. I know I've done that. A great partner, somebody that you're asking for, the type of person you're asking for, just because they might not have that one thing that you have high on that priority list, that is probably not that big of a priority. And a lot of times that priority is looks. We want the person with the looks because the looks is what we're most likely gravitating towards. But just like how your relationship is a reflection of you, when you look at a relationship and you want a person because of their looks mainly, looks are temporary. So then your relationship becomes temporary too. You want a person for the soul because the soul is not temporary, the soul is legendary. This is why somebody can pass away in your life and you still think about them. This is why somebody could be dead long years, 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 and other people still bring their name up because the soul is legendary, but the looks are temporary. So right now,
Mm.
while you got this youthful look, use it. Okay, run it up, right? Get the bag, do what you need to do while you got the looks, because in reality, the looks are gonna fade at some point, and just like how the looks fade, other things do as well. And one last thing I would say is this: is relationships are temporary. So if you are going to build something solid, you don't want to build with the person who already sees their vision with you instead of that big old castle, kingdom, queendom. They see the sand castle. They just want to have fun, play on a beach with you. Because if that's
Mm.
your job, if your goal, if your job in your relationship is to make sure you have a beautiful relationship and bring um, prosperity to your relationship and just a beautiful experience, you don't want to build with someone that you're not on the same page with. Because if you are, unfortunately, you're going to deal with a lot of struggle. You're going to deal with a lot of struggle. So that's my last part. Before I go to the closing, is there anything that you would like to say as we close out?
Whew, there's so many things that I can say on this topic. Um, but I will try to make it very brief, is just kind of going back to that trauma. I cannot say it enough and I cannot stress it enough that if you do not heal from whatever wounds that have presented itself in your life, you will constantly find yourself in a cycle. You will constantly find yourself in a situation that causes you to disappear. And that's not love, it's bondage. So if you again are in the season of singleness, enjoy this time that you have and understand that this is not a time of punishment, but it's sacred. This is probably the most sacred time in your entire life. So take it day by day. Enjoy all the lessons in life. And again, if there's anything that's holding you back from your past experiences, heal from those things so that God is able to propel you to that new thing, the very thing that you have been praying for is waiting for you. So
Mm, powerful. So if this hit home to you, or this was something that resonated with you, I want you to be cautious of the partner you choose because the wrong partner won't just cost you peace. The wrong partner can cost you time, energy, and the wrong partner can cost you everything. So choose your partners like you understand your future depends on it because I'm telling you it does. It's a relationship tax that come with this. So don't complain about the results you got from the work that you didn't do. And the work that you didn't do was vet out the partner long enough, strong enough, because maybe you were fearful of missing out on them. Choose yourself, but don't step over other people to do it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, are we doing one more live or are we closing it out and that's it for tonight?
I think we got one more.
I'll
We got
say
one more topic on the
let's do
list.
one more. Let's do one more. And we will talk about the loyalty, being alive. We'll talk about, just when it comes to love, about success. And sometimes we have success. I'm over here losing it, right? Success guilt. Sometimes we have success guilt. And that's an issue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna close this live up. Go ahead and click the next video. Stay tuned. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We're looking to reach the next level of subscribers, so go ahead and help us get there. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. You're the best.